You've heard the word sexism a lot in this race and the word empowerment. Hillary Clinton's candidacy has been seen through both lenses. So which one is it? We're joined by CNN political analyst and USA Today columnist Kirsten Powers and CNN political commentator Ana Navarro, sitting together side by side for this conversation. Ladies, great to see you. So,
good to be here.
Kirsten, I'll start with you. Hillary Clinton, people say, is judged more harshly than a male candidate would be. That's in the sexism category. Mm-hmm. She's the first woman, and women may decide this election. That's in the empowerment category. So which one has this race been?
Well, I think it could be both, right? I mean, I think that she can be a symbol of empowerment to a lot of people, and also I think a check against somebody who is seen as being probably the most misogynist candidate that we've ever had in the history of the country. So, I think you can have that, and you can have her still having to fight against a double standard. And, I had this conversation with Chris Cuomo a couple days ago about just imagining a woman, a Donald Trump woman, right? Somebody who brags about not caring about public policy, somebody who has no experience in government, somebody who shows up at debates and interrupts over and over again, somebody who roams the stage. Make that a woman and tell me that she would be doing as well in the polls as Donald Trump is today. I just simply don't believe it. So you can have the double standard, and then you can also have the fact that people are going to perhaps rally around her because they like the fact she's a woman and they don't like how Donald Trump treats women.
Chris is still smarting from that segment, by the way. So, Ana, which has been more on display, sexism or female empowerment?
I think both. I really do. But I think the sexism has been on display on the other side. Hillary Clinton could not have asked for a better foil to the woman aspect than having Donald Trump on the other side. A guy who is a pig, who's been accused of groping women, who's been accused of sticking his tongue down women's throats whenever he wants. He could not, you just can't make this up. On the other hand, I think, Hillary Clinton, a lot of the criticism on her, I just don't think it's fair to chalk it up to sexism. The email stuff, the server stuff, that has nothing to do with sexism. That was her mistake. It was her bad judgment as a person of experience, not as a woman. I think you have seen a lot of empowerment by women. You've seen women come out this year like we've never seen before and denounce and talk about sexual assault, whether it was against Bill Cosby, whether it was against Roger Ailes, whether it was against Donald Trump. You saw women who for decades have held this secret, have been silent, and have withstood seeing these powerful men get away with it for decades, come out and tell their stories. That has been empowering to every woman who has experienced it, every woman who knows somebody who has experienced it.
That is a great point, Ana, because we have seen the juxtaposition in this race of offensive things being said about women, sexist things being said about women, things being said about women's looks, hearing about sexual assault of women, groping of women. So all of that would go into the sexism category, obviously, but then the conversation that has bloomed. Women are talking openly and in cable news conversations like this about sexual assault like never before. So for the record books, Kirsten, that too will have been a dividing line here.
Right. Well, and I think if there's a silver lining of all of this being in the news and Donald Trump doing the things that he's been accused, or at least he's been accused of doing, is that we have had a conversation about what actually constitutes sexual assault, which we've learned a lot of people don't completely understand. But I do want to clarify a little bit on the sexism issue with Hillary. I don't think that when I say that I think that there's a double standard, I don't think that means every attack on Hillary Clinton is sexist, and I think and I don't think she's necessarily every problem she has in the polls is because she's sexist. I just think it's kind of undeniable that there seems to be a double standard here, because, like I said, if you imagine a woman behaving the way Donald Trump, I don't see people, tolerating that. But at the same time, she has flaws, and we should be honest about that.
Yeah, I want to ask you.
Listen, if Donald Trump was a woman, the first people that would be saying to him, "Girlfriend, you've gone crazy," would be women. I don't think we would let her out there if Donald Trump was a woman. Which, by the way, forget bleaching emails. I'd like to bleach my mind right now from that image.
Well, I have another image for you that may arouse a similar response. Hillary Clinton just gave this interview to People magazine in which she said that for the debate, she had to practice her listening woman face. If there's one person who needs a listening woman face, it's Donald Trump, because he does not have a poker face during the debates at all. But what even is that, Anna? What's a listening woman face? I get. Oh,
that's it.
Right I've mastered the listening woman face in that case. So it's that. And by the way, what you're doing, Anna, isn't that self-imposed sexism? Isn't
I
that?
have no idea. Listen,
I think that listening woman face means that we think that we're supposed to be a little bit more docile and sort of understanding in that way that you're doing of the head tilt.
Look, I whatever she did, I think she did brilliantly, because what she did was sit there with a smile on her face, not a smirk, a smile, listening as Donald Trump came completely unraveled with those debate questions. He went on and on and on with the answers. We were seeing like a ball of yarn just come apart in front of our eyes, and she had to sit there and I think practice, not interrupt, not laugh at the insanity he was saying. She's a very disciplined woman, and we know from her debate prep and what we've learned that she practiced every single aspect of it, from the time, from being standing up, the shoes she was going to wear, absolutely everything, and it shows. That's why she looked comfortable in those debates. But as far as the listening woman face, it's that face that Chris Cuomo gives you every time he's sitting next to you and listening intently.
Oh my gosh, he's going to actually punch. He's going to punch something. This is what that's his listening woman face right there.
He doesn't even have a listening man face.
Thank you. That's a great point. But very quickly, we just want to quickly talk about Melania. Melania is going to be making her first solo campaign trail appearance today. It's going to be in the suburbs outside of Philadelphia. Donald Trump has already emailed her encouragement. What do you think she brings to the table? Kirsten.
Well, I don't think that Melania is probably somebody who's going to be swaying a lot of voters to change their vote, but perhaps she's somebody who will make people feel better about voting for Donald Trump. But I've said before, I don't think that she's somebody who necessarily the average person connects with.